Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 19 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 295. We are very, very close now to episode number 300. It means that I need to get on it in the background and start making one of those best of videos for the last 100 episodes. Because yeah, that's coming up in just literally 5 days time. Guys, do me a massive favor at the very start of this episode. Smash a thumbs up on the video. If we can hit anywhere near 1,000 likes, I'll be extremely happy. Hit that thumbs up button. Go for it. Go on. I dare you. Go on, just do it. Right, let's get into the episode then, shall we? So the weekly objectives came out, and with squad battles we can get an Alessandrini, and in rivals later on in the week we could get ourselves a Kimpembe, who looks pretty good. I don't know if he's endgame enough to go in instead of Delict, but he does look very good. And what we're going to do today's episode is obviously heavily gameplay oriented. We're going to just go into the weekend league because I am at 3-2 right now, so I obviously need to push up a little bit. Today's episode and tomorrow's episode are going to be weekend league based, and you know, be how I got to where I got to in the weekend league. We went 1-0 up, but then got equalised on by a red Bernardo Silva, and then Aouar turns the defence quite nicely, knocks it out to Eusebio, into Vieira, and then Pepe's there to score on his weak foot, and I feel like maybe we would have got a penalty if that didn't go in or something, because I did get sived down inside the box there. But even with the 3-star weak foot, he was composed enough to make that finish happen, which is brilliant because you can't always rely on that, can you? However, R9, who is a pretty common person to come up against at this point in time in the weekend league, which is crazy, isn't it? 96 rated R9 goes ahead and equalises from my opponent. So out of the 3 shots he's had, he's managed to score 2 of them. Now, I know that there's been a lot of chatter going on about my current defensive situation with the goalkeeper and stuff, and none of us really rate Alisson, but I don't really rate any goalkeeper on this game. And I've seen a lot of people saying you should, get Van der Sar and not have Alisson, and then you could actually use Lala instead of Dumfries, who I've ended up losing loads of coins on over the last couple of days, which is unfortunate, but hey, it happens. And yeah, I think that would be ideal, because apparently Van der Sar, especially middle Van der Sar, is like the best goalkeeper in the game, apparently, with the stats that he's got. Like, people use him at the pro events and stuff, so yeah, I mean, that would be great, but he is sat at like 900,000 coins, so I can't afford him. Even if we were to sell, right, Delict, Da Costa, and Dumfries, I don't think we'd have enough money. Because we could sell all of them, and that means we could have Robertson at left back, Goretzka just on 8 chemistry, Lala at right back, and bring David Luiz back into the fold. And we could definitely do that. But with the prices of what my players are right now, I think about... if we even just said like 200k for Dumfries, 300k for Delict, and then another 250, so about 750k if we were to sell those 3 players, and then use what we've got, you know, untradeable. So we're not that far off Van der Sar, but I also wouldn't want to spend that much money on a goalkeeper, because I just don't think they do that much. Van der Sar might be the best one on the game. He might well be, but I don't know if he's worth 750k of my coins. I would rather just stick with a red 95 Alisson if that's the case. So anyway, moving on to this game. We're 3-0 up here. Pepe's done a madness and scored a lovely goal after a Berber spin right there. And then Aouar knocks it through to Pepe. I think I turned the defender, yeah, and then go for a powerful shot. I mean, his left foot is just absolutely godly. He really can score when he wants. And that was another question I've been getting as well, is why don't we play Eusebio up top and Pepe out wide? For this weekend league, like what I've got in my squad is just how I know it and how I work with it. But you do know that I bring Pepe on as the right cam. I move him to the right cam or left cam when I bring substitutes on. So I just do what I feel comfortable with right now. I don't know if Eusebio is like an out-and-out striker, really. Like, I don't know. Do people play Eusebio as a striker? I always found him to be really good out wide. But he could be a good striker, I guess. I'm just not sure that he's got that, like... He's got like 93 or 94 pace, which is brilliant, but it's not quite the 99 that Pepe's got. However, Pepe, I understand, has amazing aerial ability and could be a good option out wide on the right to win those headers. And actually, if we were to continue doing this first time shots, which are what's OP, if that ball gets fed into him, he can take that shot a little bit like what Ronaldinho does on the other side with his right foot. So I think it could work, and I think I might try that out. We need to get goals in rivals after the next couple of episodes to unlock that Kimpembe. So I don't know whether or not it would be smart to just have Pepe up top and continue as we are, or whether we could move Eusebio to the striker position and then try Aouar at central cam as he normally is and Pepe out wide. Whether we'd get goals like that anyway. It'd be quite nice to see what happens. But you can see it works pretty well for us. I don't know, I just felt like Pepe seems like a really good striker, but everyone was telling me, like, you should play him wide. Why doesn't he play wide? It seemed like people found it very odd that I didn't play Pepe as a wide cam, which, yeah, it didn't really occur to me that much, apart from when people tell me. However, I mean, this game goes south for my opponent real quick. Like, we turned the game around pretty fast. It wasn't the easiest of games, but it turned out to be fairly difficult fairly difficult in the first half, and then when he went super attacking when we went into the lead, that really helped things out. It meant that his defense was wide open. He was way too far forward, and that just opened the gates for me to score goals. So then we come up against this guy, Boss Everyone, who's got a lovely team. Some really nice reds, lots of great icons, and then a Tots Van Dijk, obviously, because you got to have a Van Dijk at this stage of the game, right? You got to have like a Vieira, a Hullet, an R9, and a Van Dijk. That's like the core for most people's like crazy team. We're not quite there, but we do have Van Dijk, we do have Vieira, and we do have Eusebio, and that's kind of like three other core players that a lot of people use. So I go 2-1 up here with a crazy first time shot. I don't like them, but literally they're the goals that I can score. For some reason I am just scoring headers and I am just scoring first time shots. I try my best when it's an opponent that I feel like I can beat to actually play nice football and at least use a couple of skill moves, whether that be like a little roulette or a heel click or even a la croquette or whatever, in the right moment to try and beat an opponent. But most of the time it's just more beneficial to just pass it inside and then hit the shot before you take a touch. Craziness, absolute madness to me. But anyway, my opponent gets it back in this game. I saved the penalty, and Alisson makes a second save there to keep him out, and that was vital. That was a very, very big save there. However, we knock it through here and scuff the shot, but Ronaldinho somehow gets on the end of it to restore that 2-goal lead. So I am winning 4-2, and then I knock it in towards Lozano here and get wiped out. So I get a penalty for myself to really just tie this game up. I step up with Eusebio, sprint up to it and hit it down the middle, and my opponent's goalkeeper just goes ahead and saves it. And not long after that, he runs down the other end, turns me with Lozano, scores a goal, and it's just as simple as that. Instead of being a 3-goal difference, it's a 1-goal difference. And then the changing point for this guy was bringing on Sterling and Lozano and Promes, actually. You know, those front three, it turned it around for my opponent. It really did. Like, I thought I had this game in the bag. He was a solid player and he had a really nice team, so I didn't think I was going to win off the get-go. But then when we were like a couple goals up, I really thought this was my game, and I somehow ended up losing at the very end there with 5-4. And I just felt like, oh my God, you can see what an even game it was. So I felt hard done by just because I was so many goals in the lead. But it happens. It really does. You just got to move on to the next one. Knowing that I'm only going to go to 14 wins, that it doesn't matter that we actually lose a few along the way. It's just frustrating, and it gets you off your mojo a little bit. You know, you need to be winning successive games in a row in order to like keep that streak going and keep that like mentality up and just be really confident. And you know, it helps you. It really does. Taking a couple of losses on the bounce, it's almost more smart to just stop playing at that point for a little while, because you're so stressed out of the game after that you make silly decisions. Anyway, this game wasn't easy again. Pretty much every single game this weekend league has been an absolute war, and that is just a massive sign of the casuals fully dropping off. I understand that it is mid to late July now, so yeah, you can definitely understand why there are not people playing the weekend league, and I don't blame them. However, it's sort of I don't know if this is going to be one of my last weekend leagues or how many more we will play, because I'm finding it very difficult, and everyone's team is a mega team, so everyone's got a chance to win the match, because that's what you get with a mega team. You just give yourself an extra chance. But then it's mega team versus mega team, and it really comes down to the skill of the player. Now, we all know I'm not the best player in this world. I am definitely someone which, you know, figures out from the community what the OP tactics are and just fully abuses them, because that's how I beat the better players than me sometimes. But that was a nice goal, to be fair, from Lozano. Really nice volley in off the bar, and it doesn't even touch the net. It just comes out. Yeah, and then he gets one back with Musa literally a moment later. But with 5 minutes to go in extra time, there's no way that I'm going to give that result away. I need to just hold the ball, make sure that we get the win, and that's exactly what happened. So then a couple of things come out. The new Totti nominee, or just whatever the group SBC came out. And then we've got this Kyle Walker. And I'm wondering, do we do this Kyle Walker about 200 to 250,000 coins? I don't think we do. So I've come up against him a few times, and he's very good. And actually, he looks very good. And we do have a lot of Premier League players in our squad. But he wouldn't get a strong link to anyone that we've currently got. So I don't know if it's the wisest decision in the world, you know. I feel like that would be wasted coins. And we'd have to grind towards him, because I don't actually have. I've got like 60,000 coins or something, right? So I can't actually afford him at this point in time without using more of my high-rated players, which I feel like maybe we should save up for someone that's more fitting to our squad, because he would force a change in midfield as well with the way that we're laid out in the squad. So I think we miss out on that Kyle Walker. We say no to him. Is that right? Like, that's probably going to be like the title and main feature of this video, is like, this Kyle Walker, is he worth it? Should I do him? I want to know from you guys that have done him if he was worth the $250,000 that he cost to do, or whether you did him with you know, stuff from your club or whatever. Is he really good? Is he worth changing my team over, knowing that I've got an untradeable Lala? We've currently got Dumfries. We own Da Costa as well. Like, I feel like I'm kind of set for right backs. So I probably shouldn't do this one, right? That's what I want to know, you know. Am I going to regret not doing Kyle Walker because he is just the best one on the game? Or is he alongside some of the other ones that we've already got, which I hope would be the case, because that means that we can miss out on him, and then when other players come out, we can potentially do them instead if they're in better positions or are more interesting, because let's face it, it's a right-back SBC. It might be cool, and he might be a good player, but he's not really going to, like, excite many people, is he? Like a striker would, or a Cam, or someone really, really good. So this game was tough, like all of them. They were all bleeding tough this week, but my opponent with his Hullet, everyone's got a Hullet or an R9, right? Gets through and scores the equaliser there, but we get through again. He moves the goalkeeper the wrong way, and I slot it home composed with Eusebio there to make it 5-4, and then we finally push down the line here. Bale just whips it in, and I'm not sure if I pressed the shoot button there with Lozano or whether he auto struck it into the back of the net, but we get the goal to make this one ours, to get this victory to go to us, which is exactly what I needed, because it was starting to get a bit stressful. So we've got 8 wins. I think we've got like 3 losses at the moment, or 3 or 4 losses, I can't really tell. But we now go into this game, and I mean, what a squad. That's like an end game team right there. Totti, De Bruyne, he's got the Kyle Walker, he's got Son, he's got Hullet, all sorts of amazing players. However, it is my Eusebio that is able to get on there, get his head on that one, and put us 1-0 up pretty early on in the game. He then scores a first-time shot where he wasn't facing the goal with De Bruyne. We're pretty much king at doing them, so you can't complain when you see a goal like that going against you. And at the end of the first half, yeah, this was not my game. He definitely deserved to be winning. You know, we didn't deserve to be winning. It needed to be a draw or him winning at that point in time. Second half came around and he scored to make it 2-1 and basically just hankered down, didn't really give anything else to me, and took the win for himself, which is, that was a solid player. That was a really good team and someone that I just couldn't beat. So no real issues there with that one. Then we go into what's going to be the final game of the episode. 4 losses we're at now, and Awar knocks it through. Good interception there, but we win it back. Smack it first time with Ronaldinho. I think this is the game where everything I score is just first time shots and stuff. It's pretty horrible to watch, but yeah, I knew it would work, and it did work. So we go 2-0 up here, but it doesn't last for long because he knocks a lovely ball through to Neymar, and my keeper auto runs out to the point where he could just tap it over me. Now, I wish that I could tell my keeper to just stay on the line unless I bring him out. And that was a bit of an issue. He then gets an equalising goal on me. A really, really nice finish from George Best. That 94 rated one, definitely, I struggle to defend against him whenever I get the chance to play him. But then look at that. Similar to the De Bruyne goal that went in against us in the last game, we score a goal where we weren't even facing it with Eusebio. So 3-2 up at half-time, but I almost feel like I probably shouldn't be winning this game. But we are because of just sheer mechanics. And then we scored yet another first-time goal with Eusebio. Definitely not super proud of that one, but it looked nice, at least, I guess. And then, well, Ronaldinho just... we get so lucky that we get a second go at that. To stick it in the back of the net, and at that point I go to make my substitutions, but he quits in the meantime, and we end up getting a 4-2 win or a 5-2 win in a game which just should not have gone that way. So yeah, it is what it is, but we'll take that. I mean, it's the weekend league, you kind of got to do what you got to do, haven't you? So we're at 9 wins. We played 13 games, so we've got double the amount of losses. We've got 2 more losses than what we took in the entirety of last week, and we still need to get 5 wins to take us up to 14. So Dumfries, I think I'm starting to think he's okay. De Ligt, I'm starting to really like. Vieira, I think, is fantastic now. I've really settled in with Vieira, and I'm glad I did him because he does give great stability in the midfield. Now, I take either him or Goretzka off later on in the game to bring Lala on because I think he's a great player as well. And then Bale and Lozano are just really key super subs to bring on. Bale just has this presence about him, which is very difficult to defend. And then Lozano is king of every lucky bounce. He just gets everything. He's so quick that no one can catch him. And he's got the finishing ability. With a card at that level, at that high rating, and the shooting stats that he's got, he can do both. He gets the luck, and then he's got the talent to actually stick it in the back of the net as well. So no real complaints there. Guys, do me a massive favour. Hit that thumbs up button on today's video. Support the Road to Glory series. Keep doing that. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Subscribe if you're new around here. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Insta. Those links are down below. And make sure you all have a lovely day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.